Hey, Eric.
Hey, Chris.
Thank you for whatever you just did over there in the corner of the basement. Can you please explain to me what you did?
When I came in and turned on the Sega Saturn and played it for 5 minutes?
You didn't explain a single thing that you did over there. You just walked over and started tinkering with the Sega Saturn that you left to my house for me to play Panzer Dragoon on.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to make your life easier because in Panzer Dragoon Zwei, if you have a save file from Panzer Dragoon Saga on it, you can instantly access the cheat menu, which grants you invincibility or a level select or different dragon types or additional challenges or change the color of your laser. The only other way to do that, I think, is to beat the game with like 100% clear ratio or some shit like that.
I don't think I can do that.
No, it's very difficult. But that gives you free and open access to tour the game as you please, because the game, while it's the easiest Panzer Dragoon game, is still kind of hard.
Okay.
Especially if you're old and not used to rail shooters.
Yes, I'm definitely not used to doing rails.
Yes.
All the time.
Now,
so.
You may be asking you, Eric, Panzer Dragoon Zwei came out in 1996. Saga was 98. How does a save file from Saga work in a game made 2 years before it came out?
Yeah, I was kind of wondering.
They were developed in parallel, Chris.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Okay.
There's your information nugget for the day. A preview of our Patreon exclusive miniseries, Panzer Dragoon Zwei, and Panzer Dragoon Saga.
Yes, Eric has lots of notes on it already.
Yeah.
And I haven't played it yet, so we'll get there soon.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast where we discuss classic Japanese role-playing games. Chapter by chapter, beat by beat, this is our 4th season. The second part of it, it's Suikoden 2. Episode 40, Eric, we made it. Episode 40. One more episode and we'll surpass Chrono Cross? Or was Chrono Cross 40?
Chrono Cross is 40 even. Final Fantasy VIII was 44.
Okay.
Xenogears 55.
Congratulations, Suikoden.
Parasite
Suikoden 2.
Eve was 13.
Yes. No, it wasn't.
11.
11?
11.
Yeah.
Terra Enigma was 16.
Yeah. And Star Ocean was 14?
13.
13?
13. Stop just saying numbers.
Okay. Well, my name's Chris.
Hello, Chris.
Hello. Your name's Eric.
That's me.
Hi. We're also joined by the RealNet, a collective of patrons who are listening to us record live and watching us too out there on the YouTube. You too can join this wonderful community of people at patreon.com/retroam. Join, get bonus content, and make bonus friends.
We are also joined by the FakeNet, our post-production AI companion, who just killed the Queen. Braun in Final Fantasy IX.
Initializing FakeNet.
Queen Brain asked for forgiveness for the things she did. I wonder if the other dead queen did the same.
Wow. I don't remember the Queen dying in 9.
I wanted to make a little pun there, like I just did about killing the Queen because the Queen died on the day we recorded this. Yeah, well, I had to Google Final Fantasy Queen dead to see which one died because I didn't remember either.
Okay.
It was Dagger's mother. I'm not sure if she died, and I only read the first paragraph of the fandom wiki.
Ah, gotcha.
I don't remember.
Okay, well, you did a great job, even though it went right over my big dumb head.
That's fine.
Well, what's not fine is the advancement of the Highland Army heading towards Two River.
Yes.
And that dude, that guy, that
Fitcher?
incompetent-looking guy,
Fitcher?
Fitcher.
Instaladora.
has come to recruit us.
Yeah.
Are you the Tinkai Star,
I
Fitcher?
think so. He came all over us. I don't really know what happened or why we were duped by his abilities.
Yeah, but anyway, we've agreed to go with him back to Two River City. We have recruited a boatman in our old friend Tai Ho and or Amada, and we are ready to set sail to Lakewest.
We get in that boat, we go north, then west, and where does that bring us?
Well, it takes us to Lakewest. One thing that I think can now become obvious, if it hasn't become obvious by looking at the world map on the save screen menu, there's a big lake in the middle of this country. Huge lake. It's not the ocean.
Like a Lake Michigan type lake.
Yes.
An all-encompassing lake.
Yes. That is kind of how power is divided around here.
You think there's monsters in that lake? Are there any ship battles in this game, or is that a Suikoden 4 thing?
Suikoden 4 just we didn't have had any ship battles yet, so we need to have them the entire game. That's what they did.
The skull and bones of Suikoden. I don't know. That joke probably plays when that game's out with this recording release. I don't know.
The Assassin's Creed Black Flag of Suikoden. I guess. Anyway, we're there.
Carried on rippling waves.
Yes. This is a beautiful song, Eric. What does this song include in it that you can hear in the background right now?
Couldn't tell you. You tell me.
It has the main little Suikoden ditty in it.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it has that little in it, and
Like-
it's beautiful.
Lakewest is kind of a shit impoverished town, so it's weird that it gets a beautiful track. You think it would be like a dirge or something like that.
Well, you know what's beautiful about Lakewest is that they are they're fishermen. They're men of the sea,
okay.
and so it's.
I mean, every town we visited has men of the sea in it so far, so I'm not entirely sure if that's
well, they're entire.
unique.
I think that the economy is so fish centric here that we're going to meet some characters who are sick of having fish for dinner every night.
Okay.
Which I would say I wish I had fish for dinner every
I had
night.
fish for dinner tonight and yesterday.
Yeah, so just get some better spices.
Yeah.
Lakewest, come on.
Fucking invent pesto.
Yeah. Anyway,
We walk off the dock and Fitcher speaks. Let's see. Two River City is just west of here. No, wait, I think it's south. No, wait, it is west. Yeah, I'm sure it's west. You'll know it when you see it since it's directly on the river. I'm going to go ahead and make arrangements to wait up for me, okay? I wrote a letter of introduction.
yes.
We don't know when the Highland Army will attack, so security is tight. Show this to the guards in the assembly hall. Well, then I'll see you there. So security is tight in that when we get there, there's one guard?
One guard there,
Okay.
and we end up not needing this letter anyway later, but we'll
It's
get
nice
there.
to have right now.
Yes, you got reference.
And my initial thought is I can't wait to see how we're going to fuck this one up.
Yeah, it's got to happen. There's got to be some sort of mischief in this scenario, and by God, there's plenty of mischief coming up.
And Chris wasn't making a pun when he said you got reference. The game literally says you got a reference.
Yeah, it's great. Also, the term assembly hall breaks my brain because that's where Indiana University plays basketball.
Oh, okay.
So I immediately started thinking about Bob Knight. Fuck Bob Knight. Is he
Yeah.
dead?
Oh, I think... I don't know. FakeNet, is Bob Knight dead?
Initializing FakeNet.
Bob Knight, at 81, is alive as of this recording. He's probably all fucked up, and I hope he experiences pain every day of what's left of his life.
You know, as a, I guess you could call me a former college basketball connoisseur. I'm only on the periphery now. I should know that information, but I feel like he's either senile or dead.
Plenty sound of mind people like Bob Knight supported Donald Trump.
One or the other.
Has to be one of the two.
So
He's getting up there. If he's alive, he's in his 80s, right?
yeah.
FakeNet,
well,
if he's alive... Well, she already told us how alive
Yeah,
he
so-
is if he was already...
who knows? Anyway, Taiho is now ready to piss off because he is a self-described hoodlum. He says they wouldn't trust you much if you were with a hoodlum like me. And then he goes back on the boat because that's his excuse for not coming. But
I mean, Taiho is kind of a hoodlum. Like, if a place is overly Catholicized, then gambling's going to be illegal there, except for picnics, right?
yeah, that's true. But I have Rikimaru and Luke with me, and
Yeah.
that's like 3.5 hoodlums and 2 people.
But they're not vocal about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
I
Ricky
guess-
Maru, I don't think has said anything in your game in 30 hours or something like that?
Just talking about food back at the house fuck.
Food and eating. I love food
Yeah.
and eating.
Yeah.
Find a kindness rune in the basket on the dock.
Mhm.
That was nice.
Yeah, it's in a bag of vegetables or something.
Did we steal that? There's like a fisherman's hiding spot for his special rock.
I'm told that the kindness rune is really good. I think the longer you wear it, the stronger you get. It's
Yes.
weird. Yeah.
I'm not going to need it, but
Yeah, you're already too strong. You're too powerful.
you want to talk to some NPCs here?
Well, no. First, I want to talk to the fish in the water.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the fish speak.
No, they don't speak.
Uh-huh.
Unless do you know something I don't?
No, you said you talked to them, so I assumed they had a response.
Well, I know. There's 3 fish swimming as they do.
yes,
in the-
as a non-fisherman, I know this is hard for you to describe,
Yes.
so please continue.
It's very difficult for me.
Fish do
but they're
swim in
all
the water,
swimming
yeah.
slowly, so I wrote down here, don't feed them to Uncle Sid or he'll die.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That is a Final Fantasy VI reference. I understood your reference,
Yes.
sir.
You got reference. There's also a sailor feller up here by the water margin that wonders what happened to the healthy chick that was over there a while ago.
Healthy chick?
Healthy chick.
Healthy chick.
I think he literally means a baby chicken based on some information
Yeah,
I get
like
later.
not a well-built woman.
Yes.
As you would expect from a JRPG in 1999.
But also, it reminded me of the quote from Chrono Trigger where Specchio,
Ask me anything about Chrono Trigger.
God of War, God of Thunder, whatever he is, says, hey, where's that healthy kid with a radical haircut?
Okay, yeah, that
Yeah.
actually is a line that I do recognize from like a shirt or a meme of some sort.
Yeah.
Some
Anyway.
kind of internet.
These notes are not organized at all, so I'm just gonna tell you what I have here in
let's
front
go,
of me.
man.
2 fishing boats and a jar of sake, just out there hanging
Okay.
out. Yeah, those are some items that I saw.
Well, one guy I met told me all the places we can take our new boat.
Mm-hmm.
It's Lake Dunan, Cuscus, Coronet, here, and also he heard that House Fuck has a dock.
Yeah, and we've been to all these places.
Yeah.
Thanks.
One lady says the men go out and catch fish, and salting and drying the fish is the lady's job.
Oh, yeah. Out here by that lady, there is a coiled rope, a jar filled with miso, a crate full of apples, another fishing boat, a barrel filled with salted fish, and a jar of salt.
Hey man, I haven't seen a single toilet in this game. That coiled rope is something else.
Yeah, it really is. By the way, too, one thing else we can notice here as we're talking to NPCs is that the buildings here all have like ivy, like vegetation growing up on them, but it's not in a apocalyptic way. It's in a nice way.
Yeah, like they're nurturing it to grow.
Yes.
They're keeping it carefully maintained.
Found a cabbage seed in a barrel. Did you?
No.
Oh, what else you got?
I don't check items out of policy.
Oh, yeah.
A child says that Mr. Tetsu said I was a good kid and very toasty. Toasty! Which was a nice compliment. Mr. Tetsu really loves baths, so I've got strike 1 and strike 2 right there. A grown man approaching a kid and calling him toasty?
Yeah.
Very bad.
Mm-hmm.
A grown man loving baths and telling the kid about that? Also very bad.
Also bad.
Alarming at best.
Apparently he does love baths and fear nothing.
Another child says that Grandma Taki loves to talk, and she knows everything. Recently, she taught the child how to make hard-boiled eggs.
Oh, there's that hard-boiled term again, but I think that it means something different this time.
Chris, how do you make hard-boiled eggs?
How do I personally? I have no idea how to do it. I don't know how to do it.
Last time I tried, I fucked the order up and I dropped the eggs in already boiling water and they fucking blew up in the pot.
Yeah, I've never tried to hard-boil eggs.
I fry eggs every single day, but hard-boiling, that shit, would I Google it? No, I'm just going to try other shit until it works.
Yeah. Frying eggs is too easy and too, for
too
me,
efficient.
For me, it's a relaxing activity to fry an egg, to get it just the way I like it.
Yeah.
Throw it on some toast, a little cayenne pepper on there, a little salt.
A lot of cayenne pepper.
Yeah, it's good. Also found out here some dried fish. It smells great, according to
I don't know about that.
the context here.
I mean, microwaves don't exist in this world yet, so it can't smell any worse.
Yeah.
That's all I got before I went to the inn.
Well, you know what I did before I went to the inn, actually?
You went to the item store?
No.
What'd you do?
I put in my Gameshark.
Oh, your Gameshark.
My virtual
on your emulation device.
My emulation device that has a cheat menu. And I entered, I'm not going to read the code because I don't have it here, but I entered a code.
Fig, now what's that code?
Initializing pectet.
800. Wait, are you writing this down? Get something to write this down. Line 1, 8006 AA52000A. Line 2, 8006 AA54003A. Line 3, 8006 AA56000. I can't believe you wasted the listener's time by forcing me to recite this boring shit.
I put in a code to reset my my playtime to 11 hours because I need that to happen before I go in the end.
We talked about this. I mean, of all of us, I think you are the biggest cheater. So
yes.
it would make sense that you are the one that will someday defeat the game.
My playtime went down from like 36 hours to 11.
Data has been corrupted.
Yeah, possibly.
Fission mailed.
Yeah, whatever. So, do you want me to tell you why that I did that?
Of course, elucidate.
Well, we are now ready to unlock Clive incident number 2. You speak with the man to the left of the front desk. Clive parties out.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Hey, did a woman named Elsa come by here? She's tall with blonde hair." Dude says, "Whoa, calm yourself, pal. That Elsa came here all right. She even left a letter. No way I'd forget that."
I don't forget any letters that Elsa gives me.
Yes. Clive says, "She did. What did you do with the letter?" Guy says, "Look, in this business, I'm frequently asked to hold on to messages, and I always do." "What business? The inn business?"
I mean, I'm pretty sure they used to have like mailboxes and drop boxes and shit like that. That doesn't seem to me as too unreasonable.
Okay, it just seemed weird. Okay.
Before mail was electronic, Chris.
Yes. He hands it over. Clive turns to the left as he reads it. He says, "What is this woman trying to do? Is she mocking me?" So she's posting. This is how you post in Suikoden 2.
Yeah.
You write something on a piece of paper and you give it to somebody. And if you see a guy in a black cloak that's holding a gun, by the way, here's what a gun is.
Yeah.
Then give it to him.
Fucking bitch.
Yeah. Clive says, "I'm sorry, Rio. She's no longer here. The letter says she went to the forest village west of Greenhill." And that's it. So you can hightail it there to get the next event, but we will just
Gameshark it again?
Gameshark it again once we get to the forest village west of Greenhill, whatever the fuck that is.
Well, do you want to know how this event went for me?
Yeah?
It went up to the same until Clive asked for the letter. Then my dude says he always holds on to messages. But then she said after a week, if no one came to pick up the letter, I could just throw it away. So I did. Guess how many days late I was?
Oh, wow. You've got a high play clock because of all the note taking, right?
Yep.
Wow, I thought nothing happened.
This could be the same number every time, but I assumed it was a sign based on my playtime.
Yeah. What is it?
180 days.
180 days long. Okay, so I bet that's an hour.
Yeah. Maybe.
Well, no.
I don't know. My playtime's like 60 hours, man.
Yeah, so I bet there's... Yeah, it's probably per,
I don't know.
X amount of minutes or something. Wow, that's really interesting. Okay, so there is some sort of hint to say that this could be... You can do this with a speed run.
Yeah, with quicker. The time actually matters.
Yeah.
Clive screams, "Damn it," then conclude there are no clues left. He parties in. Will Clive ever say anything in this game again?
I think not.
Not to me.
Unless he's got... I think the only time Clive participates in the story is in his own story. Shy Guy 32 says, the C in Clive stands for cop. Is Clive a cop?
He could be.
Okay.
There's somebody else at the end?
Yeah. It's Shiloh.
Yeah.
I describe Shiloh as a cretin.
Yeah. Oh, cretin. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've got a man from anime with a white tank, purple pants, and a weed hanging out of his mouth.
He looks kind of like every anime character that has a weed hanging out of their mouth.
Yeah.
This is this guy? Yeah, it's this guy.
All right.
Weed or a fishbone.
Fucking Axl Rose after he gets off the bus.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Hiya. Well, huh? You're just a little punk. Go home, kid. You're too young for this.
Speak to him again.
Yeah. He says, what? Go home and suck on your mama's teat, boy.
Whoa.
You hear me?
Hey, teen-rated game. There ain't no teat sucking in this game. No way.
So I'm assuming this man has a portrait because he's a star of destiny. Do I have to get older in order for him to join?
I mean, I just wasted 180 days. So theoretically, if we double that, that's about, almost we're most of the way to a year at that point.
Yeah.
The kid here knows how to pilot a boat and says they'd be way better at it than any of us landlubbers.
Yeah, they're landlubber. They like that term.
Fisherman Village pride.
Mm-hmm.
A guy here wants to sell me a fish badge as a souvenir, but I got one of those in that fucked up cave 3 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got for that.
There's someone else in here that says, all we ever eat here is fish. I wish I could eat some meat once in a while, but it's hard to find. Maybe if I captured a chick.
Yeah, chicks produce meat.
Yeah. And also eggs once they grow up.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a hint of the animal collection minigame that occurs in this video game later.
An animal collection.
There's a whole
Pokemon.
There's a whole goddamn farm in this game. So
okay.
you got to Stardew Valley that shit up.
So not pocket monsters, real life animals.
Here's a hint for your unpatched game. When you're turning in animals to the farm later,
just don't do it.
Well, you could not do it, but turn them in one at a time. Don't have more than one in your inventory, or they will be destroyed.
I don't know. That sounds time consuming, Chris.
It does. I could do all the farming because I have a patch game, so
Well,
it's not essential to the story, but for a comprehensive podcast, I don't know.
One of us has got to do it.
I'll do it.
Somebody didn't catch all the goddamn chocobos last time, did they?
That's true. Maybe it's my turn to catch all the chicks and pigs.
Play Choco Quest on a pocket station for 30 hours.
That's your own goddamn fault, my friend.
You want to go to Taki's house?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I go in there. There's a ton of spice racks, a table, a lady in a red outfit with a cane. At the bottom, she's next to a big boiling pot of something.
Mm-hmm.
I investigate that shelf and find a note. And the lady, Taki, a portrait character who is very old and not the ninja from Soul Calibur, tells me this is the Tsunamono recipe. It's good for my health and I should take it with me. I do, and I get recipe 16.
Cool.
And she then tells me to eat whatever's on my plate.
Yeah. Do you always eat whatever's on your plate?
I eat to completion 99% of the time.
Yeah, I do too. And that's why I try to control my portion intake, especially if there's a whole fucking glob of spaghetti out there. Don't put that much spaghetti in my plate or it'll be gone.
Then I talk to Taki.
I talked to her bookshelf first.
Okay, what her bookshelf say?
Shelf lined with books.
I'm hoping one time it says book water margin or something on.
Well, yeah. Hold that thought.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I talk to Taki.
Yeah.
She says, what can I do for you, Sonny? And it's for F-E-R, for you. So she's got the Kansai accent, I assume. You want to ask Granny something? I know what it is. It's about Tetsu, huh? Tetsu makes baths, He loves baths and people who are nice and toasty from a bath.
Tetsu loves toasty people.
Toasty is a strange adjective here. I like it. Toasty is it's one of my favorite words. Toasties downtown. I ate there on my birthday. Great place to eat. Good smash burgers. Excellent fries. But toasty is a way to describe a person. Unless you're Dan Forden, I don't necessarily think that plays.
No, I think they're trying to, it's probably whatever.
Spiced up. Hot,
whatever word Japanese
flushed.
people used when someone gets out of a sauna. That's what they're going for here.
I guess since bathing culture is a bigger thing there, that it's a bigger thing when a man emerges red colored from a secret door.
Yeah, pretty much. Red colored from a secret door, sure. You can talk to her again.
Yeah, what'd she say?
She said, she's talking about Sid this time. S-I-D, Sid. Not Uncle Sid, C-I-D. Final Fantasy said. He's just a little bit shy. He's still in the tunnels underneath Two River, isn't he?
Wow, I didn't get that.
What'd you get next?
She told me about bandits and couscous who attack women.
Oh, yeah, I got that one too.
Taki is the rumor monger. She's the O'Neill of this game.
Mm-hmm. Except for she's actually functional, it appears.
Yeah, she's delivering vital information.
Yeah.
Eventually, she notices I take a shine to her. She asks me if it's hard coming all the way here, and we get a choice. Hard coming all the way? Yeah, it's a little rough, or it's no problem. I say it's a little rough.
It's a little rough.
Yeah. She says, I knew it. Well, shall I get ready to go? She then trots over to all of her shit. She says, don't worry, I can watch after myself. I can even travel to Housefuck Castle alone. I'll see you there, fake nuts army boy.
Cool.
Taki joined the group.
Wow, Eric, we got Taki.
Did we need Taki? She kind of just, I think she's the first person to invite herself this hard. And she's already proven her worth, unlike other people who I'm not entirely sure what their worth is.
Taki is the Shizen star, the Finnish star, because her life is almost finished.
She's Scandinavian?
Because she's old.
Oh, finished.
Finished. Yes, I guess that's the thing here. She, of course, will give you a hint on how to make the story progress and or recruit certain characters randomly once you speak to her in the castle. Her investigations, Richmond investigations, we can call them that now, finally. Richmond investigations, and now there's not going to be spoilers or anything like that. Taki, age 72, from Lakewest. Her position is the strategist's retinue. So I guess she hangs out with Shu during war battles, I guess.
You could use an advisor of advancing years.
Secret number 2, she's certainly got lots of interesting stories to tell, but what was that about making cats sniff orange rinds?
Cats don't like citrus. I think it might kill them.
So, okay. I didn't know that.
Fake net, will citrus kill cats?
Initializing fake net.
Not necessarily, but a cat will experience vomiting, diarrhea, drooling, and weakness.
Secret number 3, old lady Taki's got a couple of married sons living in Two River, but she couldn't leave Lakewest. She just loves that place. When this is all over, she's going to go back there.
And marry her sons.
Her sons are married. Her sons are married, or her son... Okay, not to each other. Okay. Taki is basically a walking suggestion box, just to give you hints about the game. So she doesn't need to write any of that on paper and put it in your box.
She just tells you straight up. No lies here.
Cook-off introduction. She's 72, but doesn't look a day over 71. All the way from Lakewest, it's Taki! That's all I have for Taki.
Okay.
I had a good time.
Middle house? Tetsu's house?
Yeah, let's go.
Tetsu's in here. He's a portrait character with a smirk of permanent disbelief and short teal hair.
I have braggadocious wicked face, probably from Boston.
Yeah, that actually fits too.
Yeah.
Definitely a Boston boy.
Yeah.
Boston's favorite son. Says, hiya, welcome. I say welcome, but I'm just an out-of-work bath maker. You don't even look like you like baths. Are he saying we're dirty and we're unclean? Because I would believe that.
Yeah, he's using... liking a bath is it's like a firm handshake.
It
tells you something
a personality
about...
type?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speak to him again. He says, I do not look like I like baths. I must fear something.
Can I help you with something? You don't look too good. You should go take a bath somewhere. So again, I sometimes I feel like with these NPCs, they're just hammering in the clue.
Yeah, but this is actually a pretty bad...
Toasty.
This is a bad clue, though, actually, for what we actually have to do.
Yeah, a lot of these clues are bad.
Yeah.
Thank God we have the internet. Can I ask you briefly, how did you get all of the... I mean, I guess GameFAQs is in a workable form by 99, but how did you get all the stars of Destiny back in the day? You just didn't?
Not in the first playthrough. It was like, oh, you try to, and then...
Well, I know you try, like, obviously you don't sit next to the computer and play a game in 99, or at least I didn't, but like, did you have access in means of way to do this?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I had access to the internet probably as early as 96.
Because I have memories of using actual-ass GameFAQs or, text file FAQs in 96 for like, or 97 for Final Fantasy Chocobos, shit like that.
Yeah.
So it existed.
It existed. Yeah, but I think I didn't rely on it too much. I'm pretty sure that there are some missable characters in here, so sometimes you just get so wrapped up in the story that you forget to go, do all the things.
Finally, I went into the upper right house.
Yeah, there's an old men. There are old men in here.
There's a big pot of shit boiling, too.
Mm-hmm. Old man says, a long time ago, I was the best fisherman in this town. Now I'm best at sitting by the fire.
Classic old man.
Ha.
Wonderful old man shit. Always tell me about that. Like, I like old men that are secure that they're not good at whatever they were good at anymore.
Yeah, it's true. Old man number 2 says, hey, I bet you're not from around here. None of the kids in these parts have such pale white arms. Which, okay, I guess they don't get a lot of sun in Highland. I don't know. The lady here says, our family has so many people, every meal is like a war.
There are a lot of cooking and war analogies in this game.
There was a laundry war analogy, I think, from another lady. So there must be some sort of...
Domestic revolt.
Well, I was going to say some sort of idiomatic expression in Japanese.
Much better.
That plays a little bit better than this does.
Yeah.
Upstairs, there's a lot of children on the loft up here. They're all ready for dinner. Talked about fish.
It's news to me. I didn't know there was an upstairs.
Yeah, there's like a ladder. What did you have to climb a ladder to go upstairs?
I had like... bunk bed friends when I was a kid. They would climb the ladder to the bunk bed. I'm like, what if you roll off of that shit, dude? What if you sit up and hit your head on the ceiling? There's too many variables. Why'd your parents have more than one of you?
Yeah, I ask myself the same thing about my...
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, is that it?
That's all.
There's like no story here, too. It's kind of nice.
No, yeah, it's like just a pass-through town.
Yeah.
There were plenty of those in the first Suikoden, but it's nice that we encounter a pass-through town here.
I have some adventurous journeys on the world map fighting a couple of monsters out here on our way to Two River.
Yeah, what'd you fight? I only fought one thing.
I fought a spike beak. It's a flamingo-looking ass thing where it's hard to tell where its head is, and when it attacks you, it turns into a tornado and hits you in the face. It's rather strange looking. It's one of the first monsters that I've seen that is not recycled from the first game.
I don't really appreciate when monsters turn into tornadoes. It's upsetting.
How do you feel about the Tasmanian Devil?
I like Taz Escape from Mars, and like the popularity that Taz enjoyed in the 90s was unexpected. But when it came to like top 3 Looney Tunes, I think I went like Marvin the Martian at least as number 1 because he and I shared similar values and goals.
Anyway, you want to go to Two Rivers now?
Yeah, every day is a carnival plays.
Yeah, I wish. Yeah.
I just think it's funny that there's actually a song on the soundtrack called Two River, and it's not played in Two River City.
Oh, is there really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Chaco, a portrait character dipshit kid, runs by and snatches something, then says, haha, caught you napping, see ya. And I'm like, oh no, not the JRPG trope where somebody takes all my shit.
Yeah. If this was Final Fantasy 12, then Chaco would be the main character.
Do you get robbed a lot in 12?
No, I just picture Vaughn as like it was originally an NPC.
Oh yeah, he was a street
wallet.
urchin. Yeah.
By the way, this boy, Chaco, he's a wing boy. He's got wings, and his feet make cartoon sounds.
Yes, I've got those ready to be pumped in.
Oh, great. Press triangle on your controller right now, Eric. What will you see in the menu?
0 potch.
No potch.
Fuck yo, Poch.
Take all my potch.
Yeah.
How did he rob every pocket I've got in fewer than 1 second?
Hey, he's Chaco. He caught me napping.
There are something about this city. It's kind of small, all things considered, but there are engravings of dragons on the stone columns here. And when I see stuff like that, I'm like, someone tried to add character to this city. It's a relatively square, stone-based town with a big hall up top and houses, stores directly below. The place has a giant stone wall all around it, which is curious. Is this our first walled city like this?
Must be, yeah. I think so.
Muse had the wall, but it's still accessible.
I think we'll find out later this was like an important strategic point. So perhaps from wars yonder. You want to explore the town first?
Yeah, I talked to some NPCs.
Yeah, there's an old man here that welcomes us and tells us that kobolds live across the river. The wingers live in between.
Dude, my note is wingers and then 6 question marks. Was that what we're going to localize this to? Is wingers?
Wingdings.
Wingdings would have been better. Wingers to me just seems like, maybe it's the intention, but it's too close to a slur. Like those fucking wingers.
Yeah, it does, and that's how they use it.
Yeah.
Do the wingers ever refer to themselves as wingers?
We'll have to check the notes later.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, that's actually a good question. Like if they actually have like some scientific taxonomy to them.
They do have another phrase they use to refer to themselves later, so we'll point that out when we get there, I think.
Motherfuckers.
Fucker.
A guy at the bottom right wonders why the winger kids have to hang out all the time. All they do is steal things.
Yeah,
again, just sub in your favorite racial slur for winger, and it really works.
Yeah, they're definitely being racist here. Someone tells me that a guy named Hans is at the inn, and he was asking if there was any place he could open a shop. But there isn't.
There's not one.
It's a clue, Eric.
That's right.
Can't wait to meet Hans.
A little kid says he plays with Chaco all the time, but his mom tells him to stay away from Chaco. That's very rings true to my heart when your mom tells you to stay away from the fucked up kid you've been hanging out with at school.
Yeah. Or in my notes, I have his mom tells him to stay away from those winger kids. Yeah. Which just feels like something that you're, that if you have a racist parent, they would say.
Yeah.
A man here says the girl at the rune shop is just filling in for the owner, Jean.
We know Jean.
While she's in Green Hill. So, Jean...
Excuse me, Green Hill?
Green Hill Zone.
Thank you.
In the Green Hill Zone, yes. Green Hill Zone plays. No, it doesn't. Copyright Sega Genesis.
Yeah, we don't play copyrighted music here, ever. Another guy on the left tells me to keep my hand on my wallet when I enter the Den of Wingers. And I'm like, don't have to, man. Shit's empty.
Yeah.
ID doesn't exist in this country or world.
Damn. I found some stuff laying around here.
What kind of stuff?
Well, a barrel filled with fish, a barrel filled with sake, and a barrel filled with water. The 3 elements.
Fish, sake, and water.
Yes.
Pick 2.
3 potted plants, and then 2 new ones, I think. I think these are both new ones. Barrel filled with pickled plums.
Ugh. Fucking, I don't like plums, dude. Bastard grapes, no way.
Yeah, I don't really know how I feel about plums. I don't know if I've really had a lot of plum stuff.
Fuck them.
And also a barrel filled with seaweed. Was that for sushi?
Yeah, I think that's the intention, but most of my experience with seaweed just comes to getting it off my knees when I exit the ocean abyss.
Yes. That's all I've got out in town. We can do some houses now.
I went to the inn first?
Yeah, there's some people in here. They're scared of the war, one person is, and they wonder if they should return home to Torin.
Torin.
Heard of that place before. Also, someone in here says that their dad told them not to leave Two River City.
He won't even let me go for a walk.
Yeah.
Is this why the city is walled? Is because like they live near a much different looking than them community?
Well, I didn't read yes, but also like I didn't read it as that. I read it as they are afraid of the advancing Highland army.
Oh. Well, you say so.
Then we go upstairs, right?
Yes, upstairs in a room is a man in a purple high school graduation robe.
Happy boy with strong chin.
This is Hans, a portrait character with a winning dumb guy smile and blonde hair. Please hear my tale. I came all the way here from Zexen, not Zaxxon, far to the west, because I heard I could open a shop up here. But they already had an armorer. Now what am I going to do? Just when I thought I had finally taken my first real step toward being a real armorer. Chrissy's laying it on very thick.
Yes.
I can invite him to our castle. So I do. But Hans seems flummoxed and asks who I am. Well, I tell him. And he's surprised I could do this at such a young age. Quote, so do you mean that it's okay if I open up a shop in your castle? So how much do I have to pay you? We get a choice. You don't have to pay me 30,000 poch or 300,000 poch.
Ooh.
Chris, I've played an RPG before. So I tell this beautiful dumbass, he doesn't have to pay me.
Me too.
I know I'll get rewarded for this in a way that means more than money. But apparently he will pay you, but it will be much later in the game that you can recruit him as opposed to right now.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
You have to go like find the money.
Gotcha. Okay. Wow.
He says this must be fate and that he is so lucky. Hans joined the group. Well, let's go. I'm so excited. I want to go to House Fuck Castle right now before you change your mind.
Cool. Thanks,
Chris, tell
Hans.
me all about Hans, not from Xenogears.
Hans is the Chiyu star, the helpful star.
He is helpful.
He will, of course, open an armor shop in your headquarters. Secret number 1 in the investigations. His name is Hans. His age is 33. He's from Zexen, and his position is the rear guard. Zexen we've previously mentioned, but that is one of the locations in the next Suikoden game. Secret number 2. He was born in Zexen, and his family wasn't exactly rich. He had just enough money to get himself established here in the city-state of Joustin.
Is Zexen actually in one of these games? Suikoden games?
Yes, I just said that, and you weren't listening to me.
Well, because I was conjuring a joke about Zexen. I think we should make a shirt that I said I'm having sex in Zexen.
Yes, Suikoden 3.
Okay, great.
Suikoden 3 takes place in Zexen and the Grasslands, which we've heard of both of those places. Secret number 3, that guy's saved up a hell of a lot of money. I have no idea where he's hiding it all, though. Okay, thanks. Suggestion box, nothing. Cook-off introduction. Hans is our mild-mannered armorer. How are you feeling today, Hans? Hans responds, pretty good. How about a salmon meunière?
That can't be right.
Meauiere.
Fake name, what the fuck is that?
Initializing fakelet.
Meunière is both a French sauce and a method of preparation, primarily for fish. The word itself means miller's wife in French. Thus, to cook something à la meunière was to cook it by first dredging it in flour. A meunière sauce is a simple preparation, brown butter, chopped parsley, and lemon, and the name refers to its simple rustic nature.
Ew.
Thanks, FakeNet.
I wouldn't eat that.
It's Hans!
Chris, life question. He's described as being mild-mannered here, right? Do you trust anyone who's mild-mannered who either restrains or doesn't show a lot of their emotions publicly? Like when you give someone news that should shatter their reality and they just kind of take it on the chin and they're like, whatever. And like, and they're not a teenager.
I believe they call that sus these days.
Yes, that is what the children refer to it as.
Yes. I believe it's from one of those video games like Fortnite.
Rocket League.
Among Us. It's from Among Us. It's funny that the kids these days in their Fortnite say two guys on a podcast doing about video games. Let's go look at some more houses, I guess.
Bottom left NPC house.
Sure.
A guy says his wife is weak. I'm like, that sucks, bro.
Yeah.
The wife's in bed. She says she doesn't feel well. The daughter says she has to work hard to fill in for her mother. Chris, is this town also impoverished?
I don't think so.
They're working the kid to pay the medicine for the mom?
Well, this town doesn't have strong social safety nets.
Does any town with a monarchy?
Does this town have a monarch?
I mean, me.
Well, we're not the leader of this town.
We will be soon.
Militarily speaking, yes.
That's all I got for that house.
Okay.
What's your next house?
I went to the rune shop.
All right.
I'm broke. Can't spend
you
any
can't
money.
buy anything. That I ran into that problem, so I was like, well, I guess I can leave and go fight shit, but would I have to heal myself, and I can't pay for a room. I went to the middle NPC house.
Yeah.
The lady here at the table says she's had enough of war. The man here with her wonders if Lord Mackay really intends to fight Highland. Quote, he's such a weak-willed man.
Yes.
So no faith in leadership.
If I remember correctly, Lord Mackay had a weak-willed looking portrait as well. So,
bunch of losers, Chris.
Checks out.
Finally, I went to the item store.
Mm-hmm.
Man here says they won't surrender to the Highland army as they would just execute them all. And this guy knows what's up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you should... I think I would actually... I don't know. I might rather be executed than die in battle. I'm not entirely sure. Being executed sounds less painful.
Yeah.
Like you don't sit there and die for 36 hours.
Guillotine.
So now we can either proceed with the plot or go explore the other towns. What order did you do this in?
I explored the other towns.
Me too. Thank God.
Okay. Let's go to the Winger Zone.
Two Rivers plays.
Yes. This is the song. This is a great track, by the way. This is an excellent song.
Yeah.
There is a version of this song that has vocals.
Oh.
That is used in the anime intro to Suikoden Volume 2.
Initializing fake
It's from Volume 1, but there are also versions of this song with lyrics. We'll hear all three.
I've seen those intros a lot. I used to watch them on loop because they're amazing.
Yeah.
So this song instantly filled me with like the emotions that I first had when I saw the intro to Suikoden 2, which is just an anime intro of just a, like you would expect, but you're seeing a lot of the characters from this game
in
anime form, and it looks really good.
Don't tell me that Suikoden 2 takes place in the Winger Zone.
Couldn't tell you.
Okay,
I haven't played it.
I said don't tell me, and you didn't. So very good.
I don't know. I don't think so. By the way, we're here.
You're going to hear the song Chris just talked about after the song plays once.
Okay.
I'll put it in the mix.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Good. There is... So this is I called it a water world village without the water. Like lots of logs and sticks taped together.
It's like very wood-based as opposed to stone. Wooden floors, wooden buildings, wooden fences around the whole place. More earthy. It reminded me of Kilika from Final Fantasy X-1 before it was blown up in Final Fantasy X-2. I could have that backwards.
Maybe like a grounded Ewok village almost.
Yeah. Because there's no water, I think it's in a treetop canopy. Does that read right to you?
Or it's built over top of the river.
Yeah, the two river. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I just figured wingers would be like in the trees.
Maybe. Yeah. That was my next question. Is their town constructed like this because they're poor or because this is how their culture builds?
I don't know. I feel like a wooden... It's neat. It's well organized.
Mm-hmm.
But I can just see someone in like a Boston accent, for example, say, "Go back to the trees, you fucking winger."
Yeah.
That wasn't a Boston accent, but you can imagine one in your head.
Yeah. Quickly.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, as we enter, we see our boy Chaco here.
He's back.
Yeah. He's declaring that he is rich.
Were you loaded at this point?
I don't think so.
I had a lot of money.
An average amount of money.
I had a significant amount of money.
Yeah? Well, we chased this fucker around for a little bit.
Yeah. I'm like, am I about to get God again? Is he going to rob me of something else? Because like you chase him, he's like, over here, you can't catch me, blah, 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 all that fucking little kid shit.
Yeah, lots of that stuff. By the way, I noticed something upsetting here that maybe I didn't know was not programmed into my brain.
Yeah.
Probably because in the poster, I don't think you can see Chaco's feet.
Oh, are you a foot guy? You want to see his feet?
Well, he has bird feet.
Oh.
And it's weird. It's off-putting.
I'm not going to Google Chaco's feet. I don't know what that looks like. You say it's off-putting. I've already been disgusted enough today.
Like, I don't know how, for some reason, like a centaur doesn't bother me, but like a person.
Well, those are hoof feet. Hoofs.
But they have the whole horse
Plus,
body.
I'm sure you've beaten Motaro in Mortal Kombat 3 at least once. So you have experience fighting centaurs. You have no experience fighting Chacos.
With bird feet.
Yeah.
Anyway. Once we get him cornered, he says, "Geez, you're stubborn, aren't you? With that kind of money, you could be a little more generous, you know."
He spelled "you're" wrong.
Yeah. I asked for my letter of introduction back. Chaco says that he fucking threw it away. He asked if I'm still pissed, and he flies into the air.
Yeah.
He says, "Ha ha ha. These wings aren't just for show, you know. Granny told me not to use them, but, well, to hell with that."
Do you think that wingers are forbidden to fly because it upsets the normals? That like any kind of way to show their difference opens them up for more targeted harassment?
Oh, maybe so, yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Like, don't fly in front of them. I did that much later, and my next note was, well, that didn't work. With my dick in my hand, I go back to Two Rivers.
Yeah.
But instead, in this continuity, we're going to go explore the Winger District.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's talk to some folks here.
NPCs. Some guy in the north with black bat wings thinks it's hilarious. Chaco got me. And this one I was like, oh, wingers. Because I didn't see Chaco's wings. The first wings that I saw.
Yeah.
And that's all I've got for NPCs that aren't in houses. You got anything else?
Well, there's a couple of kids that you can talk to, and there's not a lot of flavor there, but I do think it's interesting that the localization shows several times here to use the word "what's up"
Yes.
as the kind of signifier for informal speech here.
I don't think that Budweiser commercial existed yet. The What's Up Budweiser commercial?
No. I think that's when "what's up" died.
Yeah, whenever a brand that huge gets a hold of it, it's strangled out. You can't say it anymore in polite company.
So example of that is some kid said, "Hey pal, what's up? Going to the Kobold district?" ? I do have a lot of stuff I found out here in the town here. Would you like to hear that?
Tell me all about your stuff.
I want you to let me know how you feel about this stuff
All right,
collectively,
yeah.
okay?
Stuff
Pot
it.
full of bugs.
What kind of bugs?
Just bugs.
That's fine.
Just, you know.
I've seen Snowpiercer. Give me a handful.
Okay. Jar full of water.
I've got that right here.
Okay. Jar full of black water.
Got that right here, son.
Black water?
Yeah, you don't dye your water black to fill your bladder up at a slower rate? Densify that water? That's science, right?
A wooden crate. It's moving a little.
I've seen that before. A plastic crate when the cat gets in there and he starts freaking out.
Pot full of some kind of hide.
Like a butt? Like a butt hide? Meat?
Yeah.
No, don't like that.
Okay. A barrel full of something. The lid won't open.
What are the wingers doing?
I don't know.
Do they not know like proper canning methods? What's going on?
Also, I have a barrel full of something. The lid won't open. There's 2 lids that won't open. I've got some more items, but they're all inside the houses, so let's go to the houses.
Left side house. I get invited to lunch. Fish stew is on the menu. That's all I've got for left side house. Where'd you go next?
Inside this house, pot full of sand, barrel full of cotton, barrel full of oily water.
Arts and crafts. That must be.
I suggest that you do not eat lunch here, Eric.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't because you can't eat in this game.
Yeah.
At least not yet. Bottom left house.
Yeah.
This house is arranged very strangely with multiple floors above and below the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing of note I saw was the guy in the basement holding a spear. He says the student council training begins soon.
Yeah, this guy, like, is the student council the student militia or something?
I guess so. Like, a council must be a word for militia here because this guy's armed and ready to go.
Yeah. Inside this house, I did find also downstairs a kid sitting at the table that says mom still hasn't made lunch. It's lunch talk here. But also inside this house, I found a barrel full of fish heads, a barrel full of fish, a barrel full of fish tails, and a barrel full of fish fins.
Did you shoot the barrels? Like fish in a barrel? Cha-ching. Ding.
No. Ding.
Ding.
Got to use the whole fish.
That's right.
Divide the fish up.
Just like the buffalo.
What do you use a fish head for? Bait? When you're catching sharks?
Fish heads do have some practical use that I can't imagine right now. But
do you want to ask the fake net or do you care?
Yeah, let's... Fake net, give me 2 things you can use fish heads for.
Initializing fake net.
Fish heads tend to impart a stronger flavor than the rest of the fish, making them perfect for curries, soups, stews, and stocks. They can also be cooked in one piece and then picked apart for fish cakes, pizza toppings, pastas, or eating on the spot. What a lovely Sunday that would make.
All right, next house, what do you got?
An old man says humans don't come here very often, and they say their wing water stinks. So more references to water. Maybe y'all didn't put water in jars all day.
Yeah, it's weird. If you go on the roof, there's a woman out here.
Yeah.
She says she does not trust us humans.
They're too sneaky to be trusted.
I don't trust her. You know why? Because
Why is
she's
that?
standing next to 3 upsetting things. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I want you to think about these 3 things.
I will.
And wonder why you would need to have them all in barrels next to each
All
other,
right.
okay?
Yeah.
Barrel full of muddy water, barrel full of fish heads, barrel full of sawdust.
Arts and crafts.
Okay. All 3.
Yeah, you probably didn't see the glue that she needed to bind them all.
Okay.
The paste.
Yes.
The adhesive.
Gotcha. There's also a bedroom in this house. Once you go back inside, you can
Hell
find
yeah.
that one.
Mm-hmm.
Someone in here says that it's nap time. They nap around lunchtime.
Nap time is the happiest time of the day for wingers. It's a fact.
They're calling themselves wingers here.
Yes.
So there's one. Also on the shelf, there's a book. It's called The History of Wingers. So they're writing it down too. So I guess this is not a slur.
Okay.
I do think we get another word for them later. What else you got?
Got the item shop?
Yeah.
Man says they carefully bundle the medicine here dose by dose as it's a very precious commodity.
Chapter by chapter, dose by dose.
That's right. That's how pharmacists do it, man.
There's
There's a pharmacist.
There's a box full of trinkets in here and a pot full of antidote. Yeah.
Upsetting.
Great.
Top right house. There's a shirtless winger bro that says Madame Susu is the head winger and not to be disrespectful toward her. Susu's also here. She's a name but no portrait. So
Yeah.
I'm like, well, who cares? Hey, who are you? The fake nuts army? What are you talking about? And I feel like that's my response to half the shit people ask me at work. Like, what are you talking about? I have no idea what that means.
Yeah.
This whole time, Chaco has been running around me telling me I am slow. That's all I do at the Winger Village.
Oh, Also in Madame Susu's house, there is a pot full of murky water, a pot full of murky water, and a pot full of murky water.
What if one of those was mercury water? How would you feel about that?
Mercury's, a substance that you should not deal.
Maybe not for wingers.
Yes, maybe you don't. Well, that's true. Maybe it gives them the power of
their
flight.
wings.
Yeah, that's all I did here. You want to go to Kobold, to the Kobold district?
Let's head north. We Are Number Woof plays.
We Are Number Woof?
Yeah, that's my music title. We Are Number Woof.
Oh, I have We Are Number One. So I guess
it's like a dog pun.
The joke didn't translate in my case.
So is there some cultural thing we're missing with the village being number one in JRPGs? Because as you know, Fei Fong Wong's Lahan Village music was titled My Village is Number One.
Yes.
This village is also number one.
Does it also mean that the kobolds are about to be killed?
It's a possibility.
By the way, speaking of the kobolds, they live in tents here. Is this part of their culture? Is this their preference? Do the dogs like to sleep outside?
I'm not...
Or is this like a ghettoization?
Where'd the last kobolds live, Chris? Log cabins.
So they've upgraded to tents or downgraded to tents?
I think it's a downgrade.
Okay.
I think I would rather live in a log cabin than a tent, although it is much the same lack of electricity.
This seems less like part of the town and more of like a military district.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Like they're just focused on training.
I talked to a lot of good doggies out here.
Yeah.
There's a doggy in the front with a newsboy hat on. He says that it's rare to see a human come from the winger zone.
There's a lot in that statement.
He might have said district, but I wrote zone. There's a doggy in a sweater vest. He smells fish on me, he thinks. There's a chubby doggy. He says, Lord Ridley is a great general. As long as we have him, there's no way Two River can lose.
So that's good that they encompass the entire 3-district city in like one.
Yeah, we'll get some information about their government in a little bit, but there's not a sense, at least not in the Winger district, there was any sort of cooperation, but it appears here that at least the kobolds are helping to supply the military.
A little bit. Perhaps they're being manipulated. We've been shown they're all kind of dumb.
Yeah.
I find Bob, a portrait character with awesome hair and a nice smile.
Yeah, are those dreadlocks or just...
I think those are dreads.
Okay.
He says, what's your business with me? I say, hey, join our group or see you later. I tell him to join, and he replies, what? Humans know nothing. Whatever happens to you has nothing to do with me.
Is he a werewolf?
I think so.
Or is he just pretending? Is he Fusulu with his mask off?
I don't know if he knows what he is, and I'm not sure if we know either.
Okay. It would be cool if he canonically was actually Fusulu.
Different, like an Armor King scenario.
Armor King.
The guy by Bob says that Bob is scary to talk to, but he's not such a bad fellow.
Oh, good. Well, I hope we get Bob later.
If I ever meet anyone in a JRPG named Bob, I just assume the writer's a Twin Peaks fan because that was big in Japan.
There's a guard here that says the secret training is over so we can pass. And there's a little doggy here that says this is the way to Green Hill. This is how we can get back to the world map. And if you're doing the Clive stuff, you can just run through.
Run over there now.
Yeah.
Did you talk to all the sparring kobolds?
Yeah, up there's kobolds versus some training dummies doing some endless loops of sword slashes.
Mm-hmm.
Harin and Hi-Ya and Arfin up here.
Yeah, I love saying Arf.
Lots of Arfin going on here.
Their leader is walking around with his arms folded. He says, the might of the kobold army is unsurpassed. Even the Knights of Matilda are no match for us.
I don't buy it.
I don't think so either. I want to see you all get tested.
Some items that right around here. Nice practice swords and a practice spear. There's also some stuff I found laying around town here before we go inside the buildings.
Mm-hmm.
I found a barrel full of kobold pie. Is that shit?
No.
Okay.
No, I think it's a delicious treat.
All right. A pail for gathering water. Then it says, should I get some water? ? Okay.
Have the wingers airlift the water in.
I don't know. A large mortar, which I think they just mean like mortar for the bricks, not mortar.
Not mortar to burn shit down with?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess. And then my favorite combination of boxes here. A crate full of armor, a crate full of socks, a crate full of pants, a crate full of boots, and a crate full of jackets.
Son, those are barracks.
Everything you need.
Yeah.
All there.
I prefer to wear underwear.
Yeah. Well, our underwear, what are underwear if not pants?
Small pants.
Good. Okay. Want to go in some houses now?
Tavern hut / barracks?
Yeah, I think this is a barracks. That's what I left. It's a large tent with like a cafeteria area, an armory area, and like a bunk area.
A kobold at the table says it's a soldier's job to eat well. Quote, the bigger you get, the stronger you will be. Mm-hmm. Cultivate mass. Chris.
Yes, I love eating.
Another asks if I'm the leader of the Fake Nuts army, and if so, I must be friends with the Gengen. He thinks this is awesome.
Yeah, we're learning a lot about the kobolds based on how much reverence they have for Gengen.
They have a lot for, like, Gengen's the one who made it out of, like, the city and joined the real army.
He got an internship.
And, like, what we know of Gengen, too, it's like, y'all admire this guy?
They admire a guy who went and worked for Victor and lost every battle he ever fought.
Yeah, okay, great. Morale must be awesome. The guy behind the counter says they don't know when the battle will begin, so they're training hard so they'll be ready whenever Lord Ridley orders them.
Mm-hmm.
It's our second reference to Lord Ridley.
Yeah, there's a dog man here in another kind of like driver's cap, and with his hands in his jacket pockets. He looks great.
Dog jackets.
Yeah. He says Lord Ridley is an incredible man. He hasn't missed a single training session in years. Also out here I found a good sword, which I feel like is a reference to Gengen's weapon called the good sword.
Yeah.
And some kobold armor out here in the armory area. Can't actually buy anything though. I think there was a dog over there in the cafeteria area, I think, that was trying to have a conversation, but then kept interrupting itself because it was eating like a dog.
Yeah.
Gulp, gulp, gulp. Dog, dog, dog. Eat.
Dogs
eat.
usually eat like it's their last meal ever.
Yeah, my dog eats so fast that I want to say, wow, you eat like Kirby. Then I realize my dog's name is Kirby, so I can't, it doesn't work. Yeah. Or it does work.
You do eat like Kirby.
Yes.
Check that box.
Yes, 2 boxes actually, I think. That's all I've got here for the barracks.
Middle NPC hut.
Yeah?
A lady says her workspace was destroyed by wingers and everyone is still angry.
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on here, but we don't get... I think this is the only clue or piece of information that we get about any strife between the kobolds and the wingers.
Oh, kobolds versus wingers? Yeah. The male kobold says, those slur-deleted brats are worthless. They mess up everything, so we should just drive them all out of town once and for all.
Yeah, that was not a great word to use there, but you know...
It was at the time.
It was a product at the time, so...
That's all I've got for middle NPC hut.
What's in there, Chris? We'll just say this:
barrel of bacon strips or something
as a blanket statement. Like just about every house here has a basket full of vegetables.
Okay,
so the dogs.
I'm glad that they're omnivores at least.
Yes.
NPC house at the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
There's a portrait character, Gobacha.
What a great name, Gobacha.
Great, yeah.
He's a cute little doggy man.
Mm-hmm.
He's great.
One. He says, "Huh? What is it?" And he seems to be wearing overalls, but that's it. That's all I can do with him.
There's some clues amidst this tent here. Once you check the item descriptions here, you can learn about him and his perhaps some information about how to recruit this guy later. It says, by the way, are we allowed to have Gengen right now?
I don't choose to do that.
I don't choose to do it either, so I assume that there might be a little bit of conversation. But anyway, he has in here a barrel full of grape syrup, and the diary of the hero, Gengen.
Oh, wow. It's like an artifact.
Yeah.
Maybe we can wipe our ass with it like the diary in Xenogears.
Oh, yeah, Big Joe. Excuse me, Eric, we missed the item shop, right?
Yes.
There's a little doggy in here. Another one of those Newsboys hats. I don't know if the Newsboys hat is the term for it, but you know what I'm saying? Can you picture a Newsboy hat?
Christian Bale and Newsies.
Sure, yeah. He says, I love kobold pie. Sometimes I can even make it for my brothers in the kobold town south of here. Kobolds love eating their own shit. This is when I still thought kobold pies were shit.
Yeah, okay.
Because he can make it, He can make
his own pie, yeah. I don't mean prepare food. I mean shit it out, right.
This is a standard item shop here, but you can buy some unique things here. I have them listed here. Some dark chowder, fried tacos, red pepper ice, and kobold pie.
Fried tacos are fucking tight.
Yeah. If you check the item description of the fried tacos, it says, become toasty.
Oh.
Which is a clue for how to become toasty so that someone might like you later.
Before this, have you ever checked the item descriptions in this game? This is not a Souls game. Why would I check item descriptions?
Well, you can see it in the menu when you're scrolling through. Like if you want to see what each one of these things does, like each one of these basically...
you would do that back in the day.
Yeah, because each one of these heals you for a certain amount of HP and then either cures or implements a status effect. Chowda. Boston. Armor shop has nice shit, but I'm broke.
Mm-hmm. No money. Chris, that was a bunch of cities and NPCs and talking. Next time we can do some plot.
I love plot. I fear nothing.
Plot me a course to the real net.
Sure will. I'll press this orange button right here.
Initializing RealNet.
Hello, RealNet. Blackie Mars says, Eric tinkering with retro game junk turns me on, not gonna lie.
Well, you should have seen me. It was a beautiful sight for me to select the video game off of the ODE SD card.
Razum, I think describing your description of whatever the hell you were doing over there is, that all sounds like some lock-on technology.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, lock-on technology was a very specific one-shot used based on a disaster turned into a marketing ploy, but similar company. Okay, some Final Fantasy IX plot descriptions here that I'm not going to read, but thank you, about the Queen Death. I think more people got that than me. Yeah, I know the monarchy isn't exactly a strong influence on our day-to-day life here, but the queen dying was something I expected you to be front and center.
Yeah, I knew that it happened. I just, Erasmus says, earliest text FAQ I remember using was a guide full of bullshit ways to unlock Luigi in Mario 64.
God, yeah, the statue out back and then trying to ride Yoshi and all that shit.
Are there any other of those things that you tried to do as a kid that were fake?
The Sephiroth 134th soldier riding the rail shooter in Final Fantasy VII, finding ways to get Sephiroth in your party, finding ways to get Crimson Fury unlocked in Twisted Metal 2. Crimson Fury was not in Twisted Metal 2, but I tried many a code for that.
Mine was unlocking Shenlong in Street Fighter 2. The World
You fell
Warrior.
for the EGM joke?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hook, line, and sinker.
I was trying to, because you had to beat, I think it said you had to beat M. Bison without getting hit or something, and I did it.
You did that?
I did it exclusively with like doing Chun-Li head stomps. Like just flipping around. Just
like that was how you beat old fighting games. It's not doing you just spammed the move that worked over and over. That's how I beat Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat 2, just freezing his ass over and over.
Mr. Slyke's brother, Mr. Slyke, says, Two Rivers, while a part of the game trying to break into the topic of racism tends to completely buy back a lot of its positive we all work together message once again by completely treating the race of kobolds like silly, dopey, doggy people whose town has circus music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of does. This is
a little bit.
The Suikoden 1 being like a prototype for this game, the first thing that we did after getting our castle in the first game was go do a racism plot with the elves and the dwarves, and now we're doing it again here. And I think this one might be less effective, but we'll talk about that once we get to the plot. Dragon Zord says, Suikoden, huh? It's a visual novel type game that takes place during these games, and we're going to play them for bonus content at some point after I beat this game, probably.
Yeah, that's how we're going to round out the Suikoden season bonus content.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that because
Radical Dreamers style.
I've never played them before.
It has to be better than Radical Dreamers, right? Like for our health, if nothing else.
It doesn't have a bunch of alternate dumbass scenarios, so yes.
Okay, so just core.
Yeah, and
core plot.
Yeah. Rasmus says murky water in a bird home means one thing. That's a toilet. Murky water is poop.
The bird community. I lived with a bird for about a year, a parakeet. I didn't learn much about it.
Dragon Zord says Chris and Vinny Caravella have the same dog.
Is that true?
I don't know, but I would be honored to have the same dog as Vinny Caravella.
There's a guy at my job who is a vendor. He looks exactly like Vinny Caravella, and it really fucks with it. I've almost taken his picture 3 or 4 times just to send you specifically.
One of the most, this is not, fucked is not the right word. One of the, surreal is not the right word either, but a great moment that I had when I attended E3 with you guys a couple times, I was just walking around the corner, and I just heard Vinny and Brad Shoemaker's voice coming around the corner, and I was like, I'm not listening to a podcast right now.
Yeah, isn't that fucked up?
Yeah, and I saw him, I was like, oh, that's, wow.
I've had similar moments.
Oh, okay, so Dragonzor says Vinny's dog is also named Kirby. Cool.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Mr. Slyke says not to be confused with Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash die?
Super Shredder? No, you're thinking about Razor Ramon. Rest in peace for Big Joe.
Scott Hall died. Yeah. Scott Hall died. Shit, okay.
Kevin Nash has his own like ice cream truck for weed that he drives around.
Does he have a podcast too?
Most likely.
I know Stone Cold does.
Yeah. It would shock me if Kevin Nash seems pretty personable, honestly.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks, RealNet, for joining us tonight. We'll see you in the next episode. This episode is a production of Retrograde Amnesia, recorded on September 8th, 2022. You can find us on Twitter at RetroAmnesiaPod. You can email the podcast at podcast@retrogradeamnesia.com. Support us on Patreon at patreon.com/retroam and get more types of stuff that we do, like bonus episodes and miniseries and access to the RealNet. Thank you, Mark, for the introductory music.
You're welcome, Chris.
Until next time.
Yes, we will kill the queen. Maybe in this game.
Is there a queen?
I don't know.
There's a princess. And now you may go back to Bath. We'll cut this, but like the way they did it was in Japan, if you played this, you could bring it to Suikoden 3 because the main character of...
A PS1 save to PS2?
Well, you can bring a Suikoden 2 save into PS3. I mean, into PS2.
Yeah.
And it's very minor stuff, but if you can also bring an actually, I cannot find confirmation of this, if you can bring a save from a US game into a save to the fan translated version of Suikoden, but this game will ingest your Suikoden 2 file and carry some things over.
I think that would have, I don't see why that wouldn't work.
Yeah. I tried to do it and it read the file, but the file wasn't progressed far enough in order for it to take
for it to matter.
But in Japan, you could take the file from Suikoden 2 and import it into 3, and that would unlock a bunch of shit for Nash. The main character of Suikoden is a Star of Destiny in Suikoden 3, and it would unlock a bunch of shit for him.
Damn, it all just pays forward.
And in the North American version, it was unlocked by default. So
okay, so they knew yeah, good point.
But really cool. So I know a little bit about Nash from Suikoden 3. So
check this out.
Yeah, not that Nash, but a different Nash, a very different Nash. Anyway,
Nash Bridges.
Good talk we had out there. Last time I took my car to a guy, because my dad knows a guy.
Oh yeah, I know.
And he called us and said, "Nope, I don't know how to fix this."
Cool. You still bill you for like an hour of labor of figuring that shit out, or
no? Actually, he's a nice guy, and he said, "I drove it to a shop that knows how to fix it, and they're going to fix it for you."
Nice.
You don't owe me anything. Just
That's
pay
a nice
them.
guy.
Yeah. So it helps if your dad was a
car guy,
a union rep for guys who worked in a factory and also did car shit on the side. So.
Talking right quick, I ate a whole handful of chocolate chips before I came here.
I like chocolate chips.
Fuck yeah. Oh yeah, we're lifting it higher in the speech pattern now, even though it sags. Just like
I might need to get some weight off that
my
thing.
body.
Yeah, these microphones are pretty heavy, but it should hold them. Might need to.
Shit's wearing out, Chris. Time for an equipment upgrade.
Probably just need to tighten some bolts.
Tighten some shit here
and there.
Tighten up.
Just trying to get a warm, crisp Eric voice. That's all.
When I went to see the Titans game, their like soundbite they kept playing on like every 3rd and 10 was "Tighten up."
Tighten up.
Tighten up.
Tighten up. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful. It's not wonderful, but I'm saying it is because I have nothing else to say to that.
Tighten up.
All right, let me make sure everything sounds crisp.
Long, very long.
Yeah.
I had a revelation today.
Yeah?
We're going to cut this, obviously, but in Transformers the movie, I reconsidered the plight of the Decepticons when the first Autobot killed by Megatron is the cop.
Oh, okay.
When he does prowl immediately.
It's interesting. Okay.
Sorry.
Sure.
Item store?
Sure, let's go there. Suggestion? Nope. Taki has no suggestion.
Toxie Avenger.
Do you know how when the Tasmanian Devil would fantasize about eating something, he would see it as like a rotisserie chicken?
Yeah.
Like the person, like an anthropomorphic rotisserie chicken. In the video game Multiverses, if you, some of his moves pour salt on the enemy.
Jesus, Taz is in that?
Yeah.
Fuck.
If you pour salt on your opponent enough times, they will turn into a rotisserie chicken that cannot do their moves.
Deep cuts.
There's a lot of deep cuts. Also, we'll cut this, but did you see what they patched today?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so Velma from Scooby-Doo has a move where she does a lot of her moves are like blowing into a megaphone and solving mystery type things, shooting speech bubbles at people. One of them is calling the cops, and a police car comes and drags them off. They patched out the cop and put in the mystery machine.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so good. That's really great.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, shout out to Multiverses, a game that I like, but I haven't had time to play lately. So hold on, let me redo that. The girl, no, do we not? We only scream fucking when we actually see
That's
her.
right. I think so. I'm not sure this is a fucking opportunity.
Okay.
Dude, I knew Fortnite made it big when I saw Fortnite shirts being sold in Key West. I'm like, that was 4 years ago. So Fortnite's been that big for a long time.
I knew Fortnite hit it big when some random kid in the parking lot at a grocery store who was grabbing the cart said, "Hey, have you played Fortnite?"
He asked you that?
Yeah.
Were you wearing a shirt that had video game?
No.
Jesus.
No. I said, no. He goes, "It's the best game ever made." I said, "Okay."
All right. Thank you.
I said, "Actually, Metroid Prime is." I don't actually think that, but
that's the Citizen Kane of video games, Chris.
Yeah. Okay, well.
I went to Louis Hot Chicken with some of our friends last week, and I got pretty much a double order, and both of them were like, "What the fuck are you doing?" It's like, "I'm going to eat all of this."
And you did.
I need to eat all of this.
Good.
I ran 10 miles this morning.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Kobolds love eating their own shit.